The parties are basically re-election machines. They're kind of, as I also said, glorified concierges. They organize money for campaigns. That's the thing they have in common. And their platforms are basically like, marketing slogans, but they really have very little to do with how people vote, how majorities are formed, how the country is governed. Now, I have proposed a radical constitutional amendment to say, and I know this can't happen, but it's a measure of how far we are from, let's call it functionality, that we should basically amend the Constitution and extend terms for 6 years for the House, the Senate, President. Second, say nobody can run for re-election, so I abolish incumbency. Now, when nobody can run for re-election, the minute they're sworn in, they do not have to spend a waking hour raising money, going to fundraisers, going to PACs, placating the lobbies and the special interests. If they want to get elected as a socialist and they can persuade their constituency, fine. If they want to get elected as a libertarian, fine too. But at least we'll have a battle of ideas and policy. They'll spend 6 years doing it, and then they go back to where they were elected from and go back to their previous way of life. It's citizen government. It would work now. We do not need a permanent governing class. We do not need a permanent political class. So, and so that is kind of radical. And then I further say public money only in the campaigns the first time you run. Remember, there's no re-election, no incumbents. So in the first election anybody's in, we have an election every 2 years. We elect 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. You have 8 weeks to campaign. You can only use public money. And all private money, PAC money, union money, corporation money, rich man money, or even just regular money is banned if it's private. And therefore, we clean up the election process entirely. We overturn Citizen United, and so therefore, you can't use corporate money to lobby. Now, that's an omnibus amendment, and I want to tell you, it would liberate Washington from being a kind of the auction house that I think it is today. But I don't know how you get it done, because it's sort of like the mice who once all got together and said, if we get a bell around this cat's neck, we'll all be safe. And I think that, as citizens, we would all be safe if we could pass this omnibus amendment and abolish private money and abolish incumbency in our political process, turn the government back to citizens, have a real democracy. But I think, that is a tall order. It's difficult, but it's a measure of how far we've drifted. Right now, the system is run by money and PACs. There is no doubt about it, and therefore we drift. We're paralyzed. There's, dysfunctional family is what Washington really consists of.